G'day folks, it's Laura here, and today I'm going to do a flip cup pour. So my colours are all Pebeo paints, and they include opaque primary yellow, dark cadmium yellow hue, fluorescent pink, opaque vivid pink, and iridescent gold. Now I'm going to be using my standard pouring medium for this. I'll link to a video on how to make this if you're interested. Now because all of these paints are Pebeo paints and they're all very viscous, as you can probably tell, I'm going to first add just a small amount of pouring medium to each of these cups, mix up the paint and medium well before adding the remainder of the pouring medium. Okay, so just going to add the remaining pouring medium now. So it's time to layer my cup now, and I'm going to use my standard cell activator for this. I'll link to a video on how to make this if you're interested. And I'm just going to start by adding a generous layer of cell activator to the sides and the bottom of the cup. Now I've just done what's known as a dirty pour effect with the gold paint, where I actually dropped it from a fairly high level, which means it created a lot of mixing in the layers that were already in here. So we'll see how that turns out, but the plan there is actually to have more of the gold between some of the other layers. Now I've already prepared my canvas. This is the back of my canvas. I've added painter's tape as well as giant push pins. It's time to flip the cup now. This cup is very full of paint, so I am likely to spill it everywhere, but let's see how we go. And just leave it there for a couple of seconds. Allow the paint to reorganize itself. Ooh, nice. Just going to tip it a little so that we don't go off this edge. I'll get the paint out of the cup and spread it around the edges and corners, and possibly pull off some of the paint that I spilled all over the baseboard. Okay, I have stacks of bubbles in this pour, so the first step is, of course, to try and pop those bubbles. And I am already losing paint off this side and this end, and so I will pull the paint down towards the right, and then we'll see about spinning it. Okay, maybe a gentle spin. Fabulous, I've actually managed to get off all of the corners just with that first spin, which is really interesting actually. And I have some beautiful effects going on here. I don't know whether this will be captured in the video, but I have some very subtle but very beautiful kind of layered effects over here. I have a very delicate trace of the cell activator creating a little bit of kind of yellow lacing through here. Got this beautiful layered section in the middle here, and then I've got lovely lacing up the top, which is just beautiful. So yeah, this one turned out really nicely. I think the next step will just be to pop the bubbles again and cover the corners, and we'll see where we go from there. Okay, just going to cover these corners with a little bit of extra paint. This Pebeo paint and the current pouring medium is a really nice thickness, so it manages to actually cover those corners, as opposed to the Jo Sonja paint and pouring medium, which is a lot thinner, and I have to come back with the Jo Sonja paint and actually cover those corners when it's in the middle of drying. But I think overall that one worked really nicely. So I'll just pull the paint off from underneath. Wow, I'm super happy with this piece. It was a very straightforward piece, but I'm getting some very beautiful effects coming through, and particularly down in this lower section now that I've turned it around, I've got some gold cells actually making their way up over here, and I've got some gold lacing, which is quite nice, reaching over to the right hand side. You might not be able to see it on the video, it's very subtle. The effects will show up, I think, when I actually put a gloss of varnish on this piece. So anyway, that's it for today. Thanks very much everyone for watching, and please let me know what you think in the comments.